Early morning is the busiest time of day in the tea gardens of Tea Fragrance Valley. What's special about today is we have a new friend here who has come to visit. Kim is an American professor teaching at the Overseas Education Center of Qingdao University. In her 12 years of living in Qingdao, she has grown to love Laoshan tea, just like so many others here.
First time I drank Chinese tea, I thought it was interesting because I'd had Japanese tea and I'd had other kinds, but Chinese tea I liked right from the beginning. And I liked the small cups, I liked everything about it, so the taste was very good.
Kim's fondness of Laoshan tea started from the very first sip and has become a special kind of obsession. However, merely tasting the tea is no longer enough for her.
What I wanted to learn was a little bit more understanding about tea. And I was amazed at how little I knew. I didn't know how they cured the tea, I didn't know how they brew the tea. And I wanted to know how tea culture and the different things around it, like the fish, the plants, the water, how that all worked together.
This is the first time that Kim has visited a tea garden and seen the cultivation of tea in person. Everything here is fascinating and completely new to her.
When I look at the leaves, I can see that you don't use any pesticides, so that makes me realize it's really safe to drink.
我们这片茶园呢是有机茶园，从2001年到现在20多年没打过药，没用过化肥。我们为了保证这个品质，同时这片茶园也是作为青岛市重大活动使用茶。
The tea garden that Kim is visiting has a history of over 700 years. Huang Xin, one of the earliest master tea makers in China, is currently in charge of this tea plantation.
700余年前呢，南宋灭亡了以后呢，西安接力这两个妃子，这个化成从榆沽，从宁波坐船到了我们这个地方，住在对面一个山洞里面，在这个山洞的对面是个山，冥香谷，种植茶叶。
Huang Xin has prepared a ceremony for Kim to showcase China's tea drinking culture. The Laoshan tea ceremony is an important characteristic of Chinese tea culture.
I didn't know that much about Chinese, and just the way you hold the cup, the way you do the different things, I didn't know any of that. And I've been around people drinking tea culture for about 5-6 years, but I didn't know any of that. It's not in my culture.
Soon enough, it is lunchtime. To Kim's surprise, she has learned that tea was used as an ingredient in all the food being served today.
So the food we had here was very, very good. It was different than a lot of what I've had before, but it was excellent. And I thought it was interesting that the food was cooked with tea. I never thought about cooking with tea, so that was very interesting.
When lunch is over, it is time to roast the fresh tea. Unlike the tea picking, tea roasting turns out to be a little bit difficult for Kim.
You know, I never really thought about how tea was made. I just knew it was there. I just thought they dried it. But now that I learned all the steps that go, just green tea alone, I'm very impressed. And I will never be able to look at tea without remembering how we did it. If I do a good job, if it's a good tea, I would give it to my friend Mr. Sun. He's been like a mentor to me. If it's not so good, if I burned it and made it not so good, then it's for me.
Finally, the moment that Kim is most nervously excited about has arrived. Huang Xin, one of the country's top tea tasters, will be grading Kim's green tea.
你看这两支茶，你们两个同时炒的茶，同样的茶叶，你看这个卷的，比较紧结，颜色也好，你这个就卷得松颜色也是相对暗一点。
As the full day-long visit comes to an end, Kim is left feeling most satisfied. This is the tea culture that she has been so eager to experience.
I thought it was so interesting, and I learned a lot, and what I learned was far more than I would have expected. The food was great, just traveling around and visiting with people. The music, I did not expect the music or the fish and it's better than I thought it would be.